The woman never imagined in her life that the nephew she secretly abandoned without telling her daughter would end up beaten and covered in bruises by his adoptive father. Seeing all the scars on his body, the old woman can't help but cry. 5 years ago, Jaeyoung was taken to the hospital after a car accident. Her mother didn't want her to become a single mom, so she lied saying the baby died in that accident. The next day, she secretly gave the baby to an old couple in the next village. Their son couldn't have children and promised to raise him well. The grandmother thought her secret would stay buried forever, until 5 years later she received a call from the orphanage and learned that the adoptive father had abandoned the boy. When he was dropped off at the orphanage, his mind was unstable. When the grandmother arrived, the director told her the child had suffered years of abuse and that the trauma had left him emotionally scarred. The grandmother didn't plan to get involved again, but before leaving, she spotted her grandson sitting quietly in a corner. The boy named Wayan avoided people and refused to speak a single word. When his grandmother gently approached him, he froze in fear. When she lifted his shirt, she saw his body covered in marks. The old woman broke down crying in pain and regret. On the way home, her mind was filled with turmoil. She wanted to take him home, but feared it would disrupt her daughter's life. The next day, she received another call from the orphanage, saying a child had been in a car accident. Thinking it was her grandson, she rushed over in panic. Luckily, the boy was unharmed, and at that moment the grandmother admitted to the director that she was the child's grandmother. Not wanting him to suffer again, she secretly brought him home without telling anyone. She couldn't bear to let him face the world alone. Once home, she tried to bathe and change his clothes, but the boy flinched from her touch. His body hurt and he didn't want to be touched. All he could do was cry to show his fear. The sudden appearance of a child left her husband and daughter puzzled, so she asked her son-in-law to help her cover up the truth, telling him to say the child was his friend's son. He and her daughter had quarreled and separated. He had already moved out, but when he saw his in-law's new home, he shamelessly came back again. So the mother-in-law threatened him to cooperate, or she'd throw him out with nothing. Under pressure, the son-in-law admits to the family that the boy is his senior's child, and that the man is sick with lung cancer and can't take care of him, so he was asked to look after the child for a while. His story convinces everyone, and the boy is allowed to stay. Meanwhile, Jaeyoung gets in trouble for taking her husband out without permission. Her mother-in-law slaps her and kicks her out. With nowhere to go, she returns to her parents' house, and to keep them from worry, she lies saying her mother-in-law gave her time off. Hearing that their married daughter suddenly came home, the grandmother fears she'll discover Wayan and quickly tries to send her away. But just then, the little boy walks out of the room on his own.